العليم من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والعصر إن الإنسان لفي خسر إلا الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات وتواصوا بالحق وتواصوا بالصبر اللهم اجعل جمعنا هذا جمعا مرحوما واجعل التفرق بعده تفرقا معصوما ولا تدع فينا شقيا ولا محروما اللهم آمين. I was about to ask if we have sisters, so alhamdulillah, the place is ready. Okay, تفضلوا. والعصر إن الإنسان لفي خسر إلا الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات وتواصوا بالحق وتواصوا بالصبر اللهم اجعل هذا الجمع جمعا مرحوما والتفرق بعده تفرقا معصوما ولا تدع فينا شقيا ولا محروما اللهم آمين. In the name of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the most compassionate, the most merciful, all praise and thanks are due to him and peace and blessings be upon his beloved Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. He who is guided by the will of Allah, no one can misguide him, and he who is misguided, no one can guide him except Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Jazakumullah khairan. How's the sound? Tamam, okay, alhamdulillah. Because we are facing some technical problems with the sound on my Facebook page, that's why we are testing. Type. Now, as you know, we are making a review for, the most important thing from the last years of chapter alBaqarah. We will be dealing with about 25 to 30 verses, between 90 and 124 verses. I'm picking and choosing the most important things. So we have three main points today. Point number one, related to a group of ayat around the point of وَقَالَتِ الْيَهُودُ وَالنَّصَارَى, where, the idea, which in my words I said it last time, I finished my talk last time, that we had four major, let's say, entities or groups or gatherings. Each one of them believes that he is on the right path. From one angle, we have the Jews, we have the Christians, we have the Muslims, and we have the non-believers in general. Okay? Three heavenly and non-heavenly in general. We can break it down to more than that, but in general, we can these main big entities. So one of the big questions that we asked last time, and I dealt just quickly with it, which is Allahumma salli ala Sayyidina Muhammad. How do we deal with this point in this dunya and in the akhirah? The major thing, as I told you, before we discuss anything, we need to know in Islam, as Muslims, لا إكراها في الدين. لا إكراها في الدين. No compulsion in religion. Does this mean a Muslim, nice, cute, cool Muslim should believe that everyone is on the right path? No compulsion in religion. Does it mean, I'm using the mentality of the liberal people now, which is you have no right to exclude others. Excuse me? The idea of exclusivism and inclusivism, they use it. I said, because mainly people who follow religions, they are accused of this, that on what base you believe that you are right and someone else is wrong? Is this a big question or not? Actually, it's not a religious problem, it's a human problem. Forget the religious people. I just want to share with you how to discuss out of mercy, to tell the people that sometimes they are brainwashed. If in reality non-believers, such as secular and liberal people, believe that everyone is equal, is it true that any European country will allow anyone to come and to take citizenship because everyone is equal? This is practical, technical what? Evidence that this is not true. No one on earth, no group on earth believes that everyone is equal in everything. The fact that you prevent me from coming to your country and taking your citizenship, you believe that you are on something that I don't deserve it. True or false? Is this religion? Is this religious? No. This is a simple example. Each country, I'm not discussing religions now, I'm discussing countries on earth. But on top of countries of earth, countries who believe in democracy, secularism, liberalism. Is it true that they allow anyone to be like them by the time he claims that he wants to be there? Everyone has to fulfill what? Conditions. So this is, because it's a big debate. X claim they are right. B claim they are right. C claims they are right. And we claim we are right. No problem. What about that? Everyone. Let everyone. Now, Americans, do they believe that they have the best democracy on earth or not? Yes or no?
Yes.
Fine. If you come to Canadians, maybe they have the same feelings. If you go to British people, they have the same feelings. So what's the problem? Let everyone thinks and feels, okay, if you want to accept what is so-called democracy and liberalism, this is, okay, apply it. I believe and you believe, no problem. And Allah will be the judge in the day of judgment. So the main idea, who told you that, by the way, no one can stop anyone from believing that he's right or wrong and even judging the others as a matter of faith. Because this is the reality. Jews, they believe they're on the right. You can't force them. They believe that we Muslims are not on the right path. Okay. By the way, I don't feel sad for that. I have no problem. If all Jews and Christians come and tell me, you will not go to the Jannah as they believe, do I have a problem? No. Why should we have a problem? Why? Let everyone, in the day of judgment, if someone says, okay, I don't say, no, you believe in the day of judgment like me. Okay, خلاص. Let everyone believe. So this is the most simple way how to deal with it. Now, I always love to use, now either you are dealing with the religious people like Jews and Christians, which should be the easiest problem because they have the same foundation. Let Allah will judge us who's right, who's wrong. As a philosophical answer, not as an academic answer now. Academic answer, come, let's compare, let's see which book was corrupted or not, what is the evidence, what is the context, let's read, let's compare. This is another issue. I'm dealing with the philosophical argument. How come everyone, because let's come to the non-religious people now. Non-religious people. You people of the religion always claim that everyone, okay, I want to follow religion, but religions are always troublemakers. Everyone believes that he's right. How can I follow any one of you? Okay. Let's imagine that we religious people are backward people. Let's come to non-religious people. Do they agree on one thing? I want to follow the full steps of a liberal non-believer. Yalla, show me the unity of yours. Type. Americans, they are non-believers from the constitutional political point of view. Chinese are non-believers from constitutional point of view. True or false? Type. Do they have unity? No. They are non-believers. They are not Muslims. They are not Christians. They are not Jews. So when a non-believer comes and tell me, look, you people of religions, you are troublemakers, you don't agree on anything, even in Islam you don't agree. طيب, and non-believers, they agree on anything? I'm asking, is the French law or laws or constitution is identical with the British? Both of them, they are secular and liberal. You will find tens and hundreds of different regulations and laws between them. And both of them, they are non-religious. So it's a human phenomenon. So don't waste your time with anyone who's trying to have this argue with you. Because always we became accustomed with just being attacked. Okay, you'll be, no, wallahi, no, we are the nice people. Habibi, this is a human phenomenon. Don't waste my time. I believe I'm right. You have the right to believe you are right. If you want, let's come to discuss why I believe I'm right. This is another discussion. But the philosophical base should be clear in your face. Even with non-believers. No one is agreeing with anyone. Russians, Chinese, and Americans, and many European countries. All of them, they are non-believers. They don't follow Abrahamic religions in general. But none of them is agreeing with others. True or false? This is connected to another subtitle. You Muslims, okay, you know why you Muslim, you should not have any kind of ruling in your states, you have to be secular. Why? Because Sharia law. I said, okay, do you know what's the meaning of Sharia? Sharia means law. Islamic law. American law. Canadian law. British law. French law. Chinese, low. Russian, low. Christian, low. Jewish, low. Islamic, low. Where's the problem? Each group of people, religious, ethnic, political, they have their own laws. Do they agree and share everything? It's impossible. I challenge. Whether a comparison between ethnicities or political entities or religions, it's impossible that big two entities to share all types of laws, even with the top secular liberal countries, like the examples that I said now. Let's take France, Britain, Canada, and United States. Do they have the same laws? I'm not discussing religion now. Laws. Commercial law, taxation law. Do they have the same? No. How to calculate your tax? Is it the same law? Penalty law, traffic law. They don't have the same. Why you feel it's a big issue of Muslims? They have their own law, for God's sake. Is it a complicated question? You need to be prepared when someone asks you, but I remember myself, one of the very interesting things, when I was about to have my full G license test, it's a full G. Once I just, sat in the car, the examiner came. She was a lady, very nice. So once she saw my name and she realized from my accent and she realized that I'm like a stranger or foreigner or something. She asked me where I'm from. She knew that I'm a Muslim. Immediately, I'm in the full G test now. We started driving. Now she's starting having her, what is it, like iPad? Tablet. No, tablet. She has a tablet, okay? Because the question goes tick, tick, tick. Like you see how the situation that I'm in. The first question immediately. I just started driving and she said, okay, you know something? I know I have a big issue in the full G tests. Wallahi, my mind started thinking and having this kind of calculations. Type, if I want to delve into this deep discussion, I might lose the full G test. She was nice, but she could not hide some kind of aggressiveness. Because, you said, to be honest, I have a bit, she knew that I'm a professional in Islamic law. She knew, because she asked me, what do you work? I asked her. Once she knew, immediately, I have a big issue with Sharia law. Okay, now I have one of two options. Either just to take it easy and not to answer and focus on my test, or to delve into very deep discussion. I took the decision with the second. But I succeeded, alhamdulillah. It was a very hot and nice discussion. But the first question I asked her, she was a white Canadian. I asked her, do you have an idea what does the word Sharia in Arabic mean? She said, no. I said, it means law. She said, what? I said, you are asking me that you have a problem with the law of the law. She said, what? Because Sharia law means the law of the law. It's just an Islamic law like any country, any group, any religion. It's just a law. We have our own laws. Wherever you go, any group of people, they have their own laws. Then I started explaining. She started asking me about the niqab, about the hijab, about women's rights, about chopping the hands. Full G test. Half of my mind was with the questions, and half of my mind was focusing not to fail in the test. Because simply she does not care if I fail the test. Because she's not her problem if I responded to her question. I could have said, sorry, I don't want to discuss. But I decided to give her the opportunity to answer. Alhamdulillah, I succeeded. But the funny thing is, I have a big issue with Sharia law. She does not know even what does the word mean. And I explained to her. And she has some kind of beautiful points, by the way. She started telling me one of the things that really, it was very strong. She said, look, if you think living in Canada, you have the right as a religious person that you should be enjoying your religious rights. Look at me. To be honest with you, I was touched with this point because it did not come to my mind. She said, I'm a Christian. She is a Christian. And I'm dedicated to my religion. I mean, on what base I became, as a white Christian, unable to celebrate in my work anything has to do with the Christmas, because this might be we might be offending others, because we can't allow each religion to celebrate their whatever in the government inside, which means let's stop everyone. She said, we used to be the majority as Christians. Now we are not able to enjoy ours. So it's what, the discussion was, very deep, which means, okay, you want to have your right, but I lost my right as well. It's an intellectual debate. It was not easy. But my point was the word of Sharia law, which is, I can't tell you everything happened, okay, because it's a long discussion, But the point, the word is Sharia law. So, you have a Sharia law, we have our own law. We have special, and by the way, we are proud that we have one of the best laws on earth. This is 1400 years. I will not discuss what it means, but don't be afraid to discuss. Sharia law, wait. You have a job plans. Wait. Let's discuss. Do you have a problem with the concept of penalties? This is the question. Excuse me? Don't waste your time on someone, because the word Sharia law in the mind of many people who repeat it, the only thing they know it about Sharia law, chopping the hands of the thieves. The only thing. Just this with this. Before wasting your time, excuse me, sir, madam, with all due respect, do you have an idea that Sharia means the law? Okay. Now, I'm not supposed to waste my time talking about something which is not applicable now and no one applies it, but for the sake of respecting you as someone who's asking this question, do you have a problem with the concept that a country or a nation or a state to have penalty law? If he or she dares to say yes, he lost everything. Because is there a country on earth without a penalty law? Is there a country without penalty law? No. Type. Do all countries have the same level of penalty and punishment level? No. For example, okay, my data is not very updated. It's a few years later. I don't know what happened through at least the last 5 years, because my memory, the status that I will say it's a few years ago. To the best of my knowledge, the last few years, maybe 5 to 7 years, 29 states out of 50 states in the United States, they have the capital punishment. Do you know this? Capital, which means to end the life. But they are very nice in how to finish. I'm not discussing how they do it. I'm discussing the concept. The best and most powerful democratic state in earth, do they have penalty law or not? Yes or no? Yes. 29 states. But it depends on the crime. I'm not discussing. Do they accept with all liberal, democratic, human way of thinking the fact that someone deserves to lose his life or not? Yes. Here's the discussion. So now you go to North Korea, they have another standard of their penalty law. China, Russia, Switzerland, France, Germany. So, but all of them, they agree on the concept. Everyone has the right to decide how to apply his what? Law. But this is very severe from your point of view. What about the 29 states who have the capital punishment? What do you say about them? And the list goes on and on and on. You got my point? So please, when someone asks you, this is the first point, which is who's right and who's wrong. How can I defend the fact that I believe? This is what I believe. You have to respect me. And I respect the fact that you believe. But if you ask me, what do you think? I think you are wrong. No problem. Now, do the majority of Western people believe that Russians are wrong or not? And both of them, they are non-believers. And in their debates, they are making a big mistake and they are criminals. They go, okay, who's right and who's wrong? If you are living in Russia now, what will the media tell you? We're discussing non-believers now. If you are in Russia, what the media will be telling you about the other party. Who's right? Who's wrong? Is it clear, the idea now? I'm giving it from philosophical point of view. How to argue with the concept, regardless of the details now. The details, this law, that law, it's no. Once we fix the concept, now details are very marginal. I will not waste my time. Unless if you are so serious and you want to know the justification. What's the justification why this specific penalty is harsh from your point, from the point of view of who it's harsh or tough for example. From my point of view, maybe I will consider any penalty law has to do with not paying the tax is very harsh. No, we should be doing it because we want to protect the economy of the country. From your point of view, my point of view, your point of view, who's right and who's wrong? The same thing. Okay? This is the first point. Second point, we have the big concept related to وَقَالُوا اتَّخَذَ اللَّهُ وَلَدًا سُبْحَانَهُ بَلْ لَهُ مَا فِي السَّمَاوَاتِ وَالْأَرْضِ كُلٌّ لَهُ قَانِتُونَ in 116 chapter alBaqarah in the concept. We stopped by this last time. وَقَالُوا اتَّخَذَ اللَّهُ وَلَدًا. A group of the people claimed, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, they claim that Allah has taken a son. Subhana. Glory be to him, subhanahu. بل له ما في السماوات وما في الأرض كل له قانتون. They say Allah has offspring. Glory be to him. In fact, to him belongs whatever is in the heavens and the earth. All are subject to his will. We know it's by default. We disagree with this. But a new thing that to keep it in your mind, many people, when we mention the concept of a group of people believe that Allah has a son, immediately our minds go to Christianity. But just to keep in your mind, we have many groups during the history who claim that Allah has a son. وَقَالَتِ الْيَهُودُ عُزَيْرُ. A group of Jewish people in the history, they claim that Azra or Al-Uzair is the son of God, which is believed that the one who was raised after death, after 100 years. This is one example. Now, Jesus Christ, the Son of Lord, or God's incarnate, or God's incarnation is a very well known. But many people, they don't know that it's not just like this. Now, Arabs, they claim that the angels are the daughters of Allah. He has offspring. Because the word walad does not mean boy, by the way. No. For example, I have awlad, when I say in Arabic, the word walad, it is applicable on a male or a female as long as, he was given a birth. So it's applicable on males and females. The Arabs in the ignorance time, they claim that the angels are the daughters of Allah. طيب. Many people, they don't know that pharaohs, Greek and Romans, all of them, they used to have this faith. Hindus, Jews, Christians, Arabs, Pharaohs, Greeks, and Romans. All of them, they have this. It's, by the way, it's a worldwide phenomenon. But what is most familiar to us is Christianity. Just for your information, very quickly. When you speak about Europe, the latest, we have what is so-called Judeo-Christian culture. Before that, it was the Greco-Roman culture. Now, when you go to Greece, ancient Greece, basically, the supreme god, or the chief of gods, or the king of gods, which is Zeus. And by the way, Zeus was the son of a more powerful god. Then he managed to rebel against him, he finished him, then he distributed the kingship of the world between him and his siblings, according to the Greek mythology. Now, my points, Zeus, who's the king of gods and the most powerful, and who is in charge of law, discipline, justice, and all this, he was the father of Hercules on earth. Yes? The same thing, Hercules is the son of Zeus, the chief of gods. Type. The same thing is applicable on Jupiter. Who's Jupiter? Jupiter, the Roman Zeus, the chief of gods, the supreme god, the one who's in charge of the Roman state. The same thing. He has many sons. So it's not something new. So you need to know, I'm just paying your attention when I say وَقَالُوا اتَّخَذَ الرَّحْمَنُ وَلَدًا. This is a worldwide phenomenon in Islam. It came that this is completely unacceptable and rejected, and if you believe in that, you will lose your faith in Islam. So it has nothing to do just with Christianity, okay? It has to do with what? Worldwide culture. Type. I remind you, this is half of the point. Second half of the point. The most important, why Muslims reject completely any possibility, and we can't tolerate accepting any possibility that God has a son. What is the base of that? If you remember, we go to the departure point, which is the concept of tanzih. And this is very important. Very important. Please keep it in your mind, because this will help you to solve many other problems. Tanzih means, by the way, tanzih in Arabic cannot be translated in one word. There is no equivalent for it in English. Tanzih can be, as a beginning, we can use to glorify God. But the exact meaning inside it, to deal with God, to view God, your perspective towards God should be in the highest top level, that no one resembles him in anything, and nothing resembles him. He does not resemble anything of the creation. The concept of tanzih is based on the following idea. God is the creator, everything else creation. Creation is based on defaults and, on the defects and weakness. Please memorize it. The existence is consisted of just two things: creator, creation. Everything of the creation is created on the base of defects and weakness. The one who does not have weakness and defects is the creator. So therefore, resembling tashbih, anything from the creation with the creator, in Islam you are insulting the creator. Period. Close the file. In a very simple word. Now, one of the examples, a son or a daughter or a man or whatever, or a king. We, as a human beings, we are part of the best of the creation. Yet, we have what? Long list of what? Weakness. One of our, how do we define weakness? Weakness basically comes from the base of need. If you need, you are weak. That's why one of the most important chapters in the Quran, Surah As-Samad. قُلْ هُوَ اللَّهُ أَحَدٌ Allahu Samad. Say Allah is one. Okay, then He is As-Samad. As-Samad means القائم بذاته غير المحتاج لغيره. The one who is sufficient by himself to himself, who does not need anyone or anything. We need others. We need Allah. Without Allah creating us, we can't create ourselves. Without our mother's wombs, we can't exist in an environment to be given birth. Without oxygen, we can't breathe, we die. Without water, we can't live, we die. Without food, we can't live, we die. Without sleep, we can't live, we die. Without, which means we need, which means we are weak. Defects. So when you say Allah is like a man or a person is like Allah, in reality, technically in Islam, you are insulting God. This is the deep explanation of rejecting such a faith. Clear? I mean, without any kind of details. That's why we understand when Allah says, وَقَالُوا اتَّخَذَ الرَّحْمَنُ وَلَدًا. Okay? اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد. الآية بل له ما في السماوات. Allah is showing His power now. How you dare to claim this? Because the walad or the offspring is part of our needs. Part of our needs and weakness, by the way. By the way, we human beings, from one angle, it's fitra, it's nature. From one angle, it's nice. But deep inside, it's what? Need. You need someone to play with. You need someone to love. You need someone to take care because you need someone to take care. You need someone to help you in your work. You need someone to protect you. You need someone to be proud of. You need someone to be powerful. You need. Allah has no needs. So the whole idea of offspring is based on need. Need means weakness. Is it clear? So, by the way, if we have this, khalas, we understand. Then you make analogy to other things, inshallah, bi'idhnillah. Wa subhanallah, تكاد السماوات يتفطرن وتنشق الأرض هدا. Can you remind me with it? أن دعوا للرحمن ولدا. بس the first one, تكاد السماوات يتفطرن وتنشق الأرض وتخر الجبال هدا. And look how Allah is explaining. تكاد السماوات يتفطرن وتنشق. Look to the sound of the verses. It shows the anger of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. تكاد السماوات يتفطرن وتنشق الأرض وتخر الجبال هدا أن دعوا للرحمن ولدا وما ينبغي للرحمن أن يتخذ ولدا. Allah is showing, in this expression, the anger of Allah on those who claim that Allah has a son. Because Allah has a son is not just a theoretical philosophy. It's an insult for Allah. From Islamic point of view. I'm explaining to you as Muslims why this is completely unacceptable and make anything an analogy compared to it. Wallahu a'lam. The last one, which is the third one, Allahumma salli ala Sayyidina Muhammad, which is 117, between 114 to 124. We have the most important ayah, وَقَالَ الَّذِينَ لَا يَعْلَمُونَ لَوْلَا يُكَلِّمُونَ اللَّهُ أَوْ تَأْتِينَا ayah. They were insisting, where is your God, O Muhammad? Why this God does not speak with us directly? Which reminds you with لن نؤمن لك حتى نرى الله جهرا فأخذتهم الصاعقة. A group of them, they said, we will not believe on you with their prophets till we see God physically, direct, face to face. Now in another context, وقالوا لولا يكلمون وقال الذين لا يعلمون. Now those who do not know, they say, why Allah does not speak with us directly? لولا يكلمنا الله أو تأتينا آية. Because, or a sign that comes directly as we ask. Because they used to ask different things. ذكروني بالآيات. أو نفجر لك من الأرض ينبوعا أو ترقى في السماء. What's the beginning? حتى الله يجزيك. وقالوا لن نؤمن لك حتى تفجر لنا من الأرض ينبوعا أو تكون لك جنة أو تسقط السماء كما زعمت علينا كسفا. You make, heavens as cuts and pieces, you let them come down on our faces. And the last one? أو تأتي بالله والملائكة قبيلا. We want you bring God Himself with the angels to witness them directly. Yes. أو ترقى في السماء. Or you will be uplifted or ascending in the heavens. ولن نؤمن لرقيك. Even if you did it, we will not believe. Yeah. So which means, now this ayah is referring, أو تأتينا آية. What do they mean by ayah? In another place, they are asking lot of things. They don't care. It's just for the sake of argument. So we have the idea, because in many cases, different group of non-believers, they were insisting on, where is this God? Why he does not show himself to us? This is the point. Whether with X group or Y group or Y group. So all of them, they share the same what? Mentality. When they feel they are stuck in the corner, their fitrah goes in parallel with the logic, with the powerful evidences. They want, but they reject. They committed kufr. So they start bringing what? Excuses. Okay, no problem. We will follow you, Mr. Prophet. No problem. Okay, show us such and such. Do such and such. Blah, 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 blah. So and so. Okay, bring this God. Let's see. Okay, when we see him, we will say. So today, I did last time, but this is the most important one. Why Allah does not show himself? Now, the first answer. Who told you that Allah does not show himself? What? Right. Now, we need to know the following. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we have many evidences about وَلِلَّهِ الْأَسْمَاءُ الْحُسْنَى فَادْعُوهُ بِهَا. The beautiful names of Allah, which controls the attributes of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Now, we can witness Allah through His attributes. The creation, the powerful, the generosity. We can witness. This is from an angle. But those people, they are talking about the exact, direct, physical appearance. Exactly. Now, in this dunya, we need to know the following. Number one, Allah is not like us, and we don't know what is His reality, because He said, لَيْسَ كَمِثْلِهِ شَيْءٍ. There is nothing even like Him. No likeness like Him. How? We don't know. We don't know His exact, because our reality basically that we are bones and flesh. Okay? Part of our reality that we've been created. Another external power created us. We believe that it is Allah. None of us created himself. Can anyone claim that you created yourself? No one can. Okay? This is the cause and the reason. طيب. Now, part of our reality is that we are شو معنى كائن عاقل بالإنجليزي؟ كائن عاقل. ايش؟ logical. مش عارف الترجمة الفلسفية لها بالعربي بعرفها. كائن عاقل. Intellectual, logical, intellectual being. Okay? So, we know that we have powerful intellect. Part of our reality, we have bones and flesh and blood. Part of our reality, that we become tired. Part of our reality, that we have limitations in our power. Part of our reality, we can't fly without the aid of other devices. Part of our reality, we can't live in the water, like fish. Part of our reality, we can't run with the speed more than 20 or 30 kilometers an hour for a limited time. This is part of our what? Reality. We have simple part of our reality that we have nothing about it, which is the spirits. However, this is part of our reality. Allah has nothing to do to be compared with these realities. We don't know His reality. However, in the day of judgment, Allah said clearly, after everything is finished, in the akhirah, وجوه يومئذ ناظرة من النضارة, which means we will be very cheerful, happy. إلى ربها ناظرة. We will be witnessing Him. How? We don't know. Allah will equip us within you, because we will be resurrected, recreated again with new what? Abilities and capabilities. New. How we will rise? I don't know. Now, we have a lot of things that do exist. We don't realize all of them. However, we use an external tools to realize them, such as Bluetooth, IR. What's the IR? Let's talk about the oldest technology now. IR. 45 years ago, at least. Infrared. Do we have it? Do we see it? Do we touch it? Do we taste it? But we believe in its existence. How we realize it? Through devices or through the effect. This is, by the way, all the remote controls, they use what? The IR, which is more than 50 years ago. The remote control, chick, it works. Now, we are able to use this, whatever it is, through devices, extra. In addition to our ability, X-ray. Does it exist? Can we witness it? We witness it through what? Through devices, external devices. And the list goes on. We have many examples. The same thing in the Day of Judgment. Allah will resurrect us and He will reshape us with new abilities. Wallahu a'lam. طيب, this is not the answer now. Why Allah? Now this is the beginning for us as a Muslims. Now the logical answer, to the best of my knowledge, Allah decided not to let us witness His reality now. Why? خلاص, He decided. You can stop it now and here. طيب, is it forever? No. You will realize part of it as He will allow us in the hereafter. Which means it's not a closed file. Be careful. Which means now the reality we will not be able to realize it. However, after death, if you are from the people of the Jannah, you will be able. If you are, God forbid, may Allah protect all of you. La samahallah. If some of us or one of us is from the people of hellfire, that he will be deprived from this. He will not see Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But in this dunya now, some of the possible common logical answers. This non-believer who insists that he wants to see God or otherwise he will not believe. Look how we will picture it. Imagine that Allah, to respond to this group of non-believers, He showed Himself in a physical manner, in a way that He decided. Let's imagine. This group of people passed away. What will happen with next group? They will ask the same question. So Allah is supposed now to do what? Finito. This group in this location. What about other locations? Times, age groups, places. Which means technically, if Allah will listen to those naive non-believers, technically, Allah will be what? All the time, 24/7. What? Simply, I can give you a simple answer. If we humans, great people, do not show themselves for the public except in a very limited times. La ilaha illallah. Kings, can we see kings all the time? In a logical answer. Can you approach great people of celebrity and power all the time? Or you will be very lucky when you have a specific appointment because you deserve it for whatever reason. True or false? The very valuable jewels, are they exposed to the public 24/7? No. I'm just giving a logical way in case, for the sake of argument, in a very simple way. Allah decided not to show Himself in physical way. You will witness in the Day of Judgment. Go, be from the people of the Jannah and they will see it. Khalas, ta. If you insist, we will go with you with this argument. According to your insistence, which means all the time, which means, وَالْعِيَاذُ بِاللَّهِ, as if you are asking Allah to be something has no value. وَالْعِيَاذُ بِاللَّهِ. وَالْعِيَاذُ بِاللَّهِ. No. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, it's by the way, according to some ahadith, the highest level of contentment and happiness and reward in the Jannah with all pleasures when you see Allah. So no one, it's not everyone who deserves. If you believe through His power and His existence, and you followed His, and you accepted His invitation in His conditions, you will be rewarded by witnessing Him in His reality. How? I don't know. And the example that I think I used at that time, and I will finish inshallah. By this, we will be covering about 30 verses from the past. If you remember, وَلِلَّهِ الْمَثَلَ, just to make it simple in your mind, because we are reviewing now. It's like if a very rich, powerful man who has a lot of money, a lot of things, he has a great palace, he invited, let's say, a group of villagers, farmers, he invited them in a certain time to come to his palace. In the invitation, it was said the following: you are invited to come to the palace at a specific time. Okay, it's an open invitation. Sorry, it's a limited invitation in terms of time. It's fixed to a certain day and time. If you decided to come, you will be welcomed and you will be given anything of your wish. If you decided to come with your will, you will be given anything you wish. Money, jewels, gold, cars, palaces, open check, banquets, whatever. You just ask and you will be given. The condition is to respect the invitation and come on time. That's just come on time, respect the invitation. Now let's imagine the following. Let's say the farmers, the villagers at that village who received this invitation, they were 1,000 people. None of them is deaf, okay? None of them is blind. None of them is ignorant. None of them is disabled. So they all received what? The invitation, and they understood it. All of them, they decided to accept the invitation except Mr. Stubborn. You know Mr. Stubborn? Yes, he decided, I don't want. But excuse me, sir, why? Hur. You know hur? I'm free, it's my choice. I don't want to accept the invitation, but there is a reward. Ya Ammi, I don't want this reward. Hurrana. I want to enjoy my freedom. Ya Ammi, no one is restricting your freedom. You will have whatever. You all the time, you say you want a bigger farm, you can have a bigger farm. You want to have you are not married, you want a wife. You will take care of your kids, you can't get big palaces. No, Ya Ammi, hur. Go away. I don't want. Okay, sorry. So they kept trying, begging him, asking him. He said, I don't want. But are you aware where we're going? Yes, you are going to the great king who has a lot of money, and I don't want. Can you force him? You can't. He does not want. Even if we thought to force him, okay, he will fight. Okay, enjoy sitting in the village, and we went there. Are you with me? Now, when we went there, we were welcomed and rewarded with anything we were dreaming about. We came back and started seeing what we are enjoying. What kind of bad ruler is this? Why he did not respect me? Excuse me? Why he did not reward me like you? You refused to go. Okay, but he should give me even if I decide to go. No, Habibi, no. This is too much now. Please shut up your mouth. Please, out of respect. You were invited, you rejected. We begged you, we were about even to kiss your feet to come. You said you don't want and you're free. Pay the consequences now. You will not be rewarded. Out. Is this fair or not? Fair or not? Imagine now, the Canadian government said, if you are living on the land of Canada, even if you don't have a PR or a citizenship, even if you are living here illegal, if you applied an application, just fill an application, giving your details, you deserve $10 million in 24 hours. Just fill an application, giving us your name, your simple details, and your signature, without any consequences, $10 million. Seriously, imagine this. And someone said, why they are forcing me to fill an application? Excuse me? No one has the right to ask me to fill an application. أنا حر. I don't want to fill an application. يا عمي طق راسك بالحيط. الله لا يردك يا البعيد. Untranslatable. I'm sorry for my followers. Untranslatable. مين يترجم لي الله لا يردك يا البعيد؟ كله بضحك فيش. يلا ترجمة. By the way, untranslatable. I can't translate it. So, بس it's very powerful. يعني very rhetorical. بتعبي الثم هيك. الله لا يردك يا البعيد. Yes, what can I do for you? I mean, what can I do for you? You know, this is exactly the concept of rejection, which is kufr. I mean, we are discussing why those who insist they want to see Allah, Allah will not stop you from seeing Him. Pay the price of seeing Him. Go to the place where He decided to enable you to see Him with His conditions, not your conditions. He is the God and the Creator, not me and you. We need to know our places. We are servants, slaves to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So that we need to avoid the arrogance. All of these questions come from what? Arrogance. وَقَالُوا لَوْلَا يَأْتِيَنَا اللَّهُ. They said, why not to say, show us, prove it to us and do it. Oh, wait, be careful. You are not dealing with your friend in the street. This is your creator, so be careful. Wallahu a'lam. This is the most important, quickly, points that we covered in average about 25 to 30 verses about 2 years ago. So we'll continue inshallah next time. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.